Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Yesterday marked the last day for Suicide Prevention Month, but the importance around it is all year long. Suicide prevention advocates are speaking on what they don't want people to forget as we start a new month.
And President Joe Biden signing a continuing resolution last night. There you go. You see him on your screen. Avoiding a government shutdown for, well, at least the next 45 days. We're going to be talking to the Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce interim president and CEO, Dave Peterson, about what actually it means for us locally if in those 45 days they cannot come to a long-term goal.
75 degrees at 8 a.m. We see those clouds. It was actually really cool to see clouds in the sky yesterday. I didn't get any rain, unfortunately, but Justin says in just a couple of days, we have more rain and cooler temps in the forecast. He'll explain just a bit.
Good morning. It is 8 o'clock. It is Sunday, October 1st. Yes, you heard it right. Justin Horn joining us. Was dark and early this morning. Obviously, the sun is now up. It was a beautiful sunrise. And to your point,
Did you go on the roof?
No, I thought about it, but I had things
like, you didn't invite me to see the sunrise.
You were deep in conversation.
I was.
Yeah, really diving
We were talking
into
about like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, important things.
Are you going with Beyonce or Taylor Swift? Which way you go?
Well, I am a Swiftie.
Oh, you're a Swiftie.
But it doesn't mean I can't be part of the Beehive too. Why can't we be both?
That's true. I was going to say you are a Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift correspondent. So
yes.
Keep doing that extensive research. Speaking of which, Justin Horn, busy tracking what's going on.
Is she going to be at the game today?
Wait, Sarah Coaster or Taylor Swift, or both?
Or both. I don't know. We do have a little bit of rain on the radar, guys. We should mention that. We had some clouds and some rain yesterday. I think we're going to see a pretty similar setup today as well. So you may have to dodge a shower or two today. At the moment, there's nothing around San Antonio, but as you look out to the west, some very light spotty showers there between Uvalde and Sabinal. And I think as the day wears on, you'll see a little bit more activity developing, and we'll get a little bit more coverage. Here's a look at the rain chances. 20% today, that's it. Same story tomorrow. And then we get to ramp up our rain chances by the time we get into Thursday. Wednesday into Thursday is looking best for rain. And I think especially Thursday morning, as our front comes through, of course, this is the front we've all been talking about that brings about some nice fall-like changes. There is a little bit of change in the timing, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but at the moment, still very humid. 76 degrees in San Antonio, 74 in New Braunfels, 72 in Seguin. Bernie, Kerrville also at 72 in our forecast today. Noontime 86, and this afternoon we'll be up around 93 with a 20% chance of rain and partly cloudy skies. More on those changes coming up next week here in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Justin. Although it is the start of a new month, there's one conversation that needs to keep taking place. Now, suicide prevention advocates, they don't want to leave that conversation in September.
Avery Everett shows us how suicide prevention advocates across San Antonio are trying to talk about mental health in our community and where it's often harder.
We can only break stigma and bring in awareness as much as we can keep talking.
Larissa Martinez looks back on her life in lessons.
I was just noticing that there was still a lot of gaps with mental health.
There's one message she wants San Antonio to learn.
There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, especially in minority communities.
New data released just this year from the CDC show that people of color have increased suicide rates between the year of 2018 and 2021. Nonprofits across San Antonio are trying to change this statistic this month, September, or Suicide Prevention Awareness Month.
So it's so important to not only just spread awareness, but to know the resources that are out there.
So what are some of those resources? Greg Watson says as a suicide prevention trainer, his job is to help people find them.
It's a matter of taking advantage of being 2023.
Training courses, counseling sessions, and even the 988 hotline are among those resources. Watson says it's all about finding what works for you.
There are so many different demographics that have their own struggles and have their own needs. And there are so many organizations rising up to meet those needs.
In 2023, Martinez says she's proud of the progress made in suicide prevention efforts.
I think that we've come a long way now to this day and age.
But she says even as this month ends, there's more work to be done.
Just because September is over, both those groups I spoke with say this conversation, well, it's far from over. To see those resources, you can head on over to KSAT.com. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Avery. Well, faith leaders also gathered yesterday to learn how to see the signs of suicide and depression in their own congregations.
The National Alliance on Mental Illness held the first mental health and wellness fair in District 2. Religious leaders in attendance stressed suicide is no longer taboo in a place of worship.
Now, mental health experts were there as well, teaching pastors and congregants how to navigate these difficult conversations surrounding mental health. One survivor even stepping up, sharing his experience, and he had advice for anyone who is either dealing with these issues or has loved ones at homes dealing with mental health.
Just let them know that you're not alone, that I'm always going to be here for you, that I'm here for you. I'm a call away, a text away, and that I'm going to be here to support you, and that if you need anything, I'm going to be here for you, no matter what.
Now, the organization leads a monthly class at several churches that's called Bridges to Care. The class teaches teenagers how to set boundaries, raise self-awareness, and teaches them what healthy relationships look like.
San Antonio police are searching for a driver accused of leaving their passenger behind after crashing into a concrete wall, so sending that car airborne into nearby train tracks. Police tell us this happened early Saturday morning, the 6200 block of Gig Sprawl Road. Police say the driver left the scene and their 39-year-old passenger behind. The victim taken to the hospital. At this time, we don't know that person's condition. When found, that driver will be charged with failure to stop and render aid.
One of the stories really the last few weeks, the government. It is still open this morning. The 3.5 million Americans and our military members, all of which were at risk of not being paid, they can take a sigh of relief for now. So all of this after days of stalemate. Congress passing a stopgap funding bill last night, keeping the government open through mid-November, narrowly avoiding that shutdown, which could have been devastating. The government will have until November 17th, so we can operate normally until then. Lawmakers do have to pass a more permanent spending bill to avoid a shutdown then. So in the midst of this widespread concern over that possibility of a government shutdown, we heard from numerous local organizations and local leaders, including the Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce.
So joining us in today's Leading SA segment is Dave Peterson, interim president and CEO of the Chamber. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing just great.
All right, Mr. Peterson, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So as we discussed, the government shutdown, it's averted for now for at least the next 45 days. But obviously no permanent spending package has been approved. It seems like both sides pretty far apart. So if, say, in 45 days the government does shut down, how would organizations here locally be affected?
Yeah, Max, we know the military tells us that they're in the toughest recruiting times that many can remember. And, unsurety in what people will be paid or not, will not help that situation. And for those that are actively serving, that unsurety means, stockpile your resources, save things. So that means less shopping, less engagement in the community. So, we would strongly encourage Congress to work more quickly and not wait for the deadline to get this done.
So how would you describe our local state of the economy?
When we talk to businesses, we hear a lot of optimism. We hear cautious optimism. Some of the real headaches of the past are being dealt with, maybe not solved, but being dealt with. Things like supply chain, things like workforce are being worked, and there are improvements in those spaces. But, the high interest rate condition we're in and forecast to stay in for a while has people thinking, while tax relief came out of the legislature this year, there's a kind of a wait and see approach to that from a lot of people. So, but there's optimism that, that business is picking back up, that the pandemic is in the rearview mirror. We had a COVID spike this summer, but people dealt with it and we moved through, and people complied with the CDC guidelines to the most part. So I think, businesses believe we're getting back on track.
All right. So we know so many local small businesses in and around San Antonio, really the backbone of our local economy. They lean on the chamber. So what are you hearing from them specifically?
Yeah, we know some have told us, particularly in the retail space, that sales have been off this summer, and that could be a combination of things. Some speculation revolves around, the high temperatures kept people inside. So bars, restaurants, particularly those that thrive in outside areas, suffered from that. And again, the general economy has people kind of assessing do I spend my money now or do I try to hold on to it? And, things like student loan repayment beginning probably has people thinking about that income or that revenue that they've got to put towards that instead of having discretionary income. So there's a lot of factors in play.
Okay, we're 3 months away from the start of a new year. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. So forecast what next year could bring. Yeah,
I don't want to forecast, but like I said, cautious optimism, I think, is where we're at with, we see, the great work that's going on with the airport. We heard the announcement that our good friends at Greater SATX Visit San Antonio and the airport put together about the European flight. We have heard very optimistic words from Senator Cruz on the 15-year plus effort we've had with Congress to try to get a direct flight into Washington National. We're hearing a lot of development at Brooks, at the port, at other places. So I think there's a lot of opportunity in San Antonio, and I think it will continue to thrive. But it's not going to be without challenge.
I could not agree more with any of that. We love Port San Antonio. We love Brooks. We love the airport expansion and the new flights overseas. And that's a perfect segue to these large-scale projects that we're seeing popping up more and more, not only downtown, but really around our area. What does that mean for not only short-term economic growth, but the long-term for San Antonio?
Well, San Antonio is on the map in many, many ways, and certainly the draft of Wemby helped with that. So the Spurs have the Rock that will be coming open here soon. They've shown the photos of the new training facility, really bringing it to the state of the art, the most world class in the NBA, which is a big step. Civic Park opened this weekend. A lot of business going downtown. It's going to be a great place. Our good friends at Hemisphere and the Conservancy have done just fantastic work to get that open and thriving with Jazz Alive this weekend. We know Velocity, Texas, they are changing the face of the East Side. So, there is development, there is progress all around this community, and it's, very positive steps for the community at large.
I'm so glad you brought up Wemby. I was about to say, what's the Wemby effect? Well, thank you so much, Dave Peterson, for joining us this morning. Again, Dave Peterson, Interim President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. And for our viewers, if you would like to see this interview in full, later this morning, just head to KSAT.com.
All right, time now, 8:12, 76 degrees.
One of my favorite topics.
Space. Aliens.
Aliens. Life on one of Jupiter's icy moons. After the break, what astronomers have discovered that makes that claim possible.
And a debate over what is the world's longest river. Still going on between scientists. Now a group of researchers and explorers that put the debate to an end. Ooh. More on what they plan on doing next. What a project. All right, big controversy in the newsroom this morning with Justin Horn. Scientists not agreeing on the world's largest river.
Longest,
sorry, good point. See, there you go, more discrepancies. Some say the Nile, others say the Amazon. Well, don't worry, a new expedition aims to settle the debate once and for all.
In April, a team of international explorers and researchers plan to spend 5 months traveling the Amazon, using rafts, horses, and solar paneled boats. They'll use satellite technology to map the river, hoping to prove their belief that the Amazon is the longest river on Earth. That sounds dangerous.
Why horses, though?
And there's so many questions, and I hope this is going to be like a documentary of some sort. All right, so their research will contest the findings of the Encyclopedia and the Guinness World Records, which argue the Nile is the longest river. So is this kind of just like a spite voyage?
I think
you
so.
Say this, we're going to prove you wrong?
Right, but Amazon's dangerous.
I'm not sure why it matters, but I do kind of want to know.
Now you're invested.
All right, speaking of invested, Sarah Custer, you're invested in aliens.
Yes.
Please, go ahead. Take it all.
Building block of life may exist inside one of Jupiter's icy moons called Europa. Europa is one of several ocean worlds in our solar system where scientists believe life could exist.
Okay, so last week astronomers, they observed the frozen surface of Europa. Their analysis revealed an abundance of carbon dioxide in one specific region. So Europa contains twice as much ocean water as Earth. So now these scientists, they're planning 2 future missions to take a closer look at whether the icy ocean world has potential to support life.
Anytime we say ocean world, what is that old 90s movie?
Like Atlantis?
Oh, Waterworld?
Waterworld.
Oh,
That's
my
how I'm thinking. Oh, ocean world.
Who was in Waterworld? No, I can't remember, but I'm
Wait, who is that, Fernando?
Kevin
Costner.
That's the one.
Yeah, he's good.
That movie didn't do so well at the box office, if memory serves.
Okay, so Justin Horn, are we thinking aliens here? What are we?
Aliens, do they exist?
Well, listen,
Okay, let's not put him on the hot seat here.
This
Welcome to
is not a
GMSA
yes or no.
Sunday morning.
Let's talk about aliens.
I mean, I think that maybe not in the form that we all think. Some organism somewhere, maybe.
This is a good
we went
non-answer
off.
answer.
We went off on a tangent in the newsroom. He's like, they're not little green men. They could be like little,
Microorganisms.
like bacteria and things.
Yeah. There's potential. Not going to say never.
That's a good answer. You want to talk about the weather now?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Let's look at the radar.
Nice neutral answer.
We do have some showers out across parts of our area, mainly west of San Antonio this morning. These are very light showers. They're not going to cause a lot of disruption. But we do want to let you know if you're in Sabadell, maybe Hondo, you can see a couple of sprinkles this morning. Now, I think as the day wears on, you'll see this radar get a little more active. Still, we're only calling for a 20% chance of rain today. And at the moment, there is nothing around San Antonio. But let's look at the computer model. It does show some showers popping up a little bit later this morning. That's showing 8, 9 o'clock, maybe some showers developing. And then by noontime, does have some showers, maybe a few storms a little closer to the coast, with some of that working further inland. And so our highest potential for rain probably comes between 3 and 5 o'clock, 3 and 6, maybe 7 o'clock with some of these downpours. And then once we lose the daytime heating, this activity generally goes away. Outside right now, we've got mostly cloudy skies, 76 at the airport, 74 in New Braunfels, 72 at Seguin, Bernie, and Kerrville. Warm, humid morning that leads to a warm, humid afternoon. 93, the forecast high. This is still well above average, and we'll see heat indices a little bit higher than that. So keep that in mind. We're still very much in this summertime mode. We're waiting on that change, and as you've probably heard by now, we have a front in the forecast that is set to arrive on Thursday. Look what that does to the humidity. Fall off a ledge here with dew points in the 40s by Friday and Saturday. So that's what we have to look forward to. And right now, the reason it is so humid, we have high pressure at the surface. We've got a good easterly flow off the Gulf of Mexico, and that is pumping in the moisture. We're watching this system, though. This is the storm system that will help to bring a front through a little bit later this week. And as we look at water vapor, you can see the swirl in the atmosphere very well. So this is a pretty dynamic system, covers a lot of real estate, and as it moves east across the country, this is what's going to help us get a change, finally. By Tuesday, it's up across parts of Wyoming. Still a strong system here, and we get that front to start to push into Texas. Now, the latest computer models have kind of pushed this back a little bit, so the timing's still a little bit in question here. But I think by Thursday morning, it's starting to move in. We get showers and storms along the front. There could be some heavy rain, although I think it's a little early to jump on that bandwagon just yet. But just know that the possibilities here as we get some Pacific moisture feeding in, that there could be some spots that get some decent rainfall. And then by Thursday evening, a lot of this is starting to push south and southeast. Today, rain chances sit at 20%, as I said, noontime 86. High temperature right around 93. That 20% chance of rain continues through 8 o'clock or so before we take the rain chances away. Extended forecast, and this is the important forecast here because it includes that 60% chance of rain Wednesday into Thursday as the front comes in, and we'll start to feel the changes Friday into Saturday. Friday night football could feel a whole lot better this Friday, which is great because the football so far this season has been brutally hot and humid.
I mean, a lot of credit to all these teams who have had to coach and practice 2-a-days over the summer. I mean, I'm sure you remember what that's like. 2 days in 107-degree weather.
Well, not only was it what was the hottest summer we've ever seen, summer just kept right on going right on into September, and now the first part of October.
You're like, excuse me, sir, you know you're done.
Exactly.
Go home.
Thank you,
it's late. Time to go to bed.
Time now, 8:22, 76 degrees.
Coming up next, a look at the new AI data sculpture sphere.
It is amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, jealous.
That's in Las Vegas.
Morning and welcome back. All right, after 5 years of construction, this is so amazing to me.
Yeah.
The MSG Sphere officially opened its door on Friday night. U2, the rock band, making history, the first ever band taking the stage inside the Sphere. Its exosphere, get this, consists of more than 1.2 million puck-sized, like a hockey puck-sized LED lights. The venue to build costs $2.3 billion. It seats about 18,000 people, and obviously fans shared in the excitement right before the doors open for the very first time.
There was just no way we could miss this, to be quite honest with you.
Everyone comes to Las Vegas because they want to be entertained.
So the venue equipped with, oh my goodness, 160,000 speakers, over 260 million video pixels, offering out-of-this-world visuals and a unique experience for visitors. I got to say, have you seen the videos not only on the exterior but the interior and how you're essentially in like an AI world?
Yeah, so I've seen the videos. I can't imagine what it looks like in person, though, because it looks so unreal.
Right.
Like, that doesn't look real to me.
No. At one point, they had like a beach around, and it looked like you were actually at the beach.
I want to know, because Las Vegas gets really, really hot.
How it's air conditioned?
No, just like how all those lights on the outside don't I mean, I know they're LED,
yeah.
but still, it's like I get melty.
If you were investing $2.3 billion,
They better not melt.
They better not melt. Time now, 8:28, 77 degrees. Speaking of melting.
It's melting. Yeah, we've been melting all summer, but Justin Horn says with confidence that there is a cool front and much needed rain in the middle of the week. He'll tell us when we can expect it when we come back.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Acosta. It is October 1st.
It is October 1st.
We've made it.
We made it, although I will say yesterday, man, it outside is gorgeous out there. Some clouds in the sky.
Hot still.
You went on a bike ride. I was just leisurely laying there.
Oh, it was a mistake. I was like, it was like
How many
1
miles
o'clock.
did you do?
I did 10 miles,
Just
very
a
slow.
Huge
My husband
congrats.
did like 15, lapped me like twice.
That's just inconsiderate.
I know. I was like rude.
Yeah, slow down here, Dave.
Slow down. Stop flexing.
All right.
But today, it's going to be even cooler today. Right, Justin? A little cooler?
Why don't we keep the weathering to Justin? Justin, how's it going to look today?
I do want to be positive for you, Sarah. I mean, look, maybe a degree. We'll get you a degree.
It's October 1st.
I know, it should be. I know. And yesterday was hot. It's just been a rough stretch. We're still waiting on that front that we've been talking about that won't arrive until Thursday. So until then, it's still going to be rather warm. Let's talk about the rain chances. There is a 20% chance today, so maybe that'll cool you down, Sarah. You'll get a rain shower, and that will help. It'll help your garden, too. 20% chance Monday, 30% chance Tuesday, then we ramp it up to a 60% chance Thursday. That's still the day we're watching. Although this front looks like it may be delayed a little bit, we're still going to have some questions on timing here because this tends to happen with these first fronts of the season. The models still have a difficult time with them. But that's what we're thinking. And as you look at the radar right now, we do have a few showers out west. Pearsall detecting a shower just to the north of you, and then a few more spotty showers between Hondo and Sabinal along Highway 90. Nothing here in San Antonio other than maybe a sprinkle or two, and I think as the morning wears on, you'll see a little bit more activity pop up, and we'll have that chance throughout the day. Hot off the presses, we just got this in. Pollen count for today. Fall elm jumps to the top. It's in a high category. Highest we've seen so far this season, 760. Molds, moderate at 610. That number's up as well. And then ragweed still showing up. So your typical fall allergens, but increased a little bit today. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 86 noontime. By the afternoon, we're up around 93. There is a 20% chance rain, as it pointed out. Otherwise, look for partly cloudy skies. And again, we're going to talk more about that cold front, the timing, how much rain we could see. All that coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Justin, thank you. If you're traveling this morning, an intersection on Petranco Road in West Bexar County will have rolling closures for overhead line work done by CPS. Until 11 a.m., they'll be removing and installing overhead transmission lines at Petranco near Zeta Drive, just west of Highway 211. So during that time, they'll be rolling stops at the intersection, and the Alamo City Public Safety Traffic Control will be on site to provide that traffic control.
Well, San Antonio Police and Crime Stoppers asking for your help in 3 separate cases. They're looking for suspects in the first one. This one happened back in 2021. Police searching for a person responsible for the murder of a 60-year-old man. So this actually happened in a driveway. This all on 230 block of Nelson Avenue. Police tell us someone in a silver Hyundai Elantra drove up, started shooting. They fired more than 25 gunshots with what is believed to be a high-powered rifle. The victim, both deaf and mute, was hit by that gunfire multiple times. He later died from his injuries. If you have any information, those tips can actually be texted to the Crime Stoppers or by visiting Crime Stoppers website. The number you can also call, bottom of your screen, right in the red. It is 210-224-7867.
So take a look at your screen. The second crime took place just before 10 Thursday night on Huebner Road near Research Drive. A 21-year-old woman told police she was inside her car when this suspect walked up and demanded she get out. The suspect drove away in her car. If you know anything about this incident, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers. Again, that number on your screen, 210-224-7867.
Keep that number handy because we have another one to tell you about. The search continues for two men who broke into a Northside apartment and killed 29-year-old Jacoy Ray Grant 2 months ago. This happened July 23rd. This is the 16,400 block of Henderson Pass. San Antonio police tell us two masked men kicked down Grant's front door, demanded money before pistol whipping him, shooting and killing him. The gunman took off before police arrived. Like we've been saying, if you have any information that can help with police and their investigation, call Crime Stoppers immediately.
Police in Houston are looking for a hit-and-run driver involved in a crash that killed a postal worker yesterday. Investigators say the driver of a Ford Expedition clipped the corner of the postal truck that sent the mail truck into a ditch. The postal worker was thrown from the vehicle and the truck hit him. He died on the way to the hospital. Police say the Expedition driver drove off.
Well, headed to Kansas, the mayor of Marion, Kansas, suspending the chief of police after the police department raided the office of a newspaper and even raiding the home of the newspaper's publisher. So back in August, Marion PD seized computers, cell phones, and other materials from the Marion County Record. That's the local newspaper. Law enforcement said they were investigating identity theft and, quote, unlawful acts concerning computers, end quote. A Marion County Record reporter filed a federal lawsuit accusing the chief of obtaining an unreasonable and unlawful search warrant. No word yet on how long the suspension of the police chief will last.
Now to a change that will affect nearly 30 million Americans. Federal student loan payments are set to resume today.
So after being put on hold for about 3 years because of the pandemic, people are going to have to start paying back their bills. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze explains.
This morning, the bills are due for millions of Americans with federal student loan debt. Borrowers like 33-year-old social worker Michael Lopez in Anaheim, California, are now bracing to make payments on their loans for the first time in more than 3 years.
I really want stability for us.
Lopez, a first-generation college graduate, owes more than $800 per month on his student loans. And like many borrowers, he says the restart of payments will force him to tighten his budget.
We're really going to have to change a lot of our spending habits. And that's to make sure we can continue to just provide our basic needs comfortably. We won't be able to save the way we have been able to.
The government's unprecedented payment freeze was put in place as a financial cushion during the pandemic and was extended 8 times before ending today. 28 million borrowers will now have to start paying off their student debt this month. The average payment totaling between $200 and $300.
I think for most student loan borrowers, what it means is that they got to make some hard choices.
Retailers like Target and Best Buy warn the resumption of payments could hit their sales as consumers pull back on spending to pay off their debt.
It is a headwind to spending, and we need consumers to stay in the game. That's the reason why the economy's been able to avoid recession.
If you have outstanding federal student loan debt, try to go to studentaid.gov to make sure you can log in with your FSA ID and password. From there, check who your loan servicer is. Important to know that that information might have changed during the pandemic. You can also see your bill's due date. It would likely fall sometime in the month of October. And you can also see if you qualify for the Education Department's new Save Repayment program, which tries to lower the payments of Americans based on their incomes. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
U.S. Capitol Police are investigating after a New York congressman pulled a fire alarm in the Cannon House office building yesterday. So video shows Representative Jamal Bowman pulling the alarm before the House was scheduled to vote on a House funding bill. The House Administration Committee also is looking into what happened. Bowman says he pulled the alarm by accident and that he was trying to get through a door and thought the alarm would open the door. Some Republicans in the House are asking for Bowman to be censured for his actions.
Time now, 8:40, 77 degrees.
Next, a look at what the San Antonio Airport is doing to share history and the city's car culture during Hispanic Heritage Month. It's Hispanic Heritage Month, and the San Antonio Airport has a new display to celebrate the Alamo City's car culture.
This is awesome.
I love this.
Oh my goodness. So we're talking about lowriders and the artistry behind these beautiful vehicles.
RJ Marquez and photojournalist Adam Barraza share the history and the meaning behind these cars.
From custom paint jobs to bouncing hydraulics, each one of these lowriders tells its own story.
Man, a lot goes into lowrider. A lowrider is an extension of the person. You know, most of these cars are dedicated to somebody, you know, from their family, from their past.
We got the chance to ride with some of these car owners from Callahan to Culebra on their way to the airport.
It's beauty, it's mesmerizing, it's watching a kid seeing a lowrider for the first time going, what? Wow.
As they cruise down the streets, all eyes are on these custom works of art.
These cars are meant to be seen. They're not meant to be kept in their garage.
Joe De La Rosa owns a 59 Chevy Impala. He says that there's not much that compares to driving his lowrider.
If it's once a month, maybe twice a month, it's like a place that you've been waiting to be at.
Lowriding is a way of life for these owners. Stacy Stewart was born into the San Antonio car culture. His dad founded one of the iconic lowrider clubs in San Antonio, First Impressions.
I said he would take his cars to the next level of building it. When you have a lowrider, you get to create your own dream of a car, like your own color, your own interior, all of the specialties you want to do to a car.
Stacy installed thousands of dollars worth of hydraulics in this car, and it definitely makes an impression.
There's a gear in here with fluid. It spins and it shoots the fluid up to the front, and that's what makes the car go up and down. Cruising downtown, you get tourists that like what they see. Like I said, I put it on, hit the hydraulics, hop it. It's just something different, you know.
Lowriders can be traced back to the 1940s and 50s. They became popular as many Mexican Americans or Chicanos on the West Coast, the Southwest, and Texas wanted to express more of their culture.
It's a timeless effort, but it's definitely worth it. The pride that goes into it is something that's unmatched.
These cars are now on display at the airport for Hispanic Heritage Month. Generations of stories and history on four wheels.
My hope is that I can inspire others to be able to join what I would call the culture, the sport, the love of lowriding.
I feel like we're finally getting a platform to where we can highlight the beauty of our culture.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Looks awesome.
That was awesome.
At one point you were like, it's gonna tip. I was like, it's not gonna tip.
Yeah, the first car was my favorite, like the lime green with the cool wheel.
That was cool.
They're not messing around there.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff.
All right, speaking of cool, look at this. Trying to make a good transition for you. Is
Cool
it gonna get cooler?
Front.
In theory.
Okay.
In theory, yes.
We don't want to hype it up too much.
No, I mean, we do want to hype it up some because we're excited about it, but we want to make sure we got to nail down the timing first. Like, it's still a little bit in question because these computer models, they aren't always great at this kind of
silly
thing.
models.
These early season fronts. Look, we're excited. It's October. I know Sarah's excited about the fact that it is October 1st, and we look at the averages for October. 87 and 65 are the average high and average low, respectively, for the first of the month. By the end of the month, we average 77 and 55. That sounds amazing, and yes, the cooler air will eventually get here, but it has taken forever this year. Keep in mind, though, that in October, we still can see some extremes. 99 is the highest temperature we've ever seen. That was in 1991 on October 12th, and we've gotten as low as 27 before. So it just gives you some perspective there of what October can bring. As for the way we're going to start the month, it will bring lots of heat and humidity, unfortunately. 76 degrees right now. Dew point is at 71. East-northeasterly winds at about 6 miles per hour. And I want to show you the radar because we do actually have some showers popping up here around San Antonio. They're light and small, but we do have showers nonetheless. Let me zoom in here and show you where that activity is right now. So if you plan to be out and about, go ahead and take the umbrella with you, because I think we're going to see a few more of these as the day wears on. Right near Calaveras Lake, right along 181, a little shower there. That'll work its way up north towards 410 here on the southeast side. And then we've got another little shower here right along just south of I-10 near Rigsby, along Roland. That is pushing north and west as well. So this is just kind of the start of things to come. About a 20% chance of rain today. You'll get one of these hit or miss showers, and hopefully you'll get a little bit of rain where you are. As far as the forecast goes, the computer models do show this activity through 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, probably peaking around that time, right around late afternoon, dinner time. And then once we head into the evening, a lot of this will start to die down with the loss of daytime heating. Bigger picture yet, we've got pretty unsettled weather for the west. And the reason for that, you can see the spin almost right there. That is the low that we're watching. This is the one that's going to bring us some changes by the end of the week. And it looks really nice on water vapor. Covers a lot of real estate. This is a healthy system that will work its way east. It's kind of the first of these big troughs to develop across the country. We've been waiting. It's not just us. A large portion of the country has been waiting for fall to arrive. And here you go. Here it is. It's going to help to push the front into Texas. I think by Wednesday we'll see some scattered showers and storms out ahead of the front. And then once the front moves through, then we get the cooler weather. We should get a pretty nice line of showers and storms with the front. And then behind it, some lingering showers and cooler weather. Now, as I said off the top, the timing is not nailed down yet. This could be delayed a little bit. As of right now, we're thinking Thursday morning, but that could change a little as we get a little bit closer. So just stay tuned, and we'll keep you updated, obviously, as this event gets a little bit closer. Meantime, out in the tropics, we've got Philippe and Rina, two storms that just do not want to quit. They've been right beside each other for the better part of a week now, and they haven't moved a whole lot. Eventually they will. They'll move north. Philippe could actually strengthen a little bit, but these are not going to affect any landmass, so they're just something to watch that really won't pose any big problems. There is a system out in the Pacific, though, starting to get its act together. Hurricane Center is watching this, but what is interesting about that system is that as it moves north, it could bring some moisture in to South Texas by Wednesday into Thursday, right out ahead of that frontal boundary, which would help our rain chances a little bit and maybe give us some pockets of heavy rain. So that'll be that's another piece to the puzzle that we'll be watching. 93 Monday, 92 Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday. You see the rain chances again ramping up Wednesday night, Thursday morning. I think is kind of the window that we need to watch most closely. And you see some rain chances there Friday and Saturday. I think we'll see some cloud cover, maybe a few sprinkly showers, but things would be pretty dry by then. So it doesn't look like we'd get a lot of rain over the weekend. Just some cooler air, highs in the 80s, which would be fantastic.
Thank you, Justin.
Yes.
Justin, 851, 77 degrees.
Taking a look outside. Hopefully we can see some of those clouds. Yep, there they are. Just like Justin said, they would be there.
Good job, Justin.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Temperatures are in the upper 70s right now. 93 this afternoon. We'll have some small chances of some showers. Already seen a few develop around San Antonio, so don't be surprised if you have to use the windshield wipers briefly, or you may want to grab the umbrella just in case. 93 tomorrow, same situation, isolated afternoon stuff. But we start to ramp our rain chances up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is probably our best shot. Thursday morning as that front comes through. And this is what everyone's very, very excited about. I don't think I can remember a year in which we were so excited about this first front, because it has just been such a brutal summer that we are all more than ready.
I'm going to wear a sweater, even if it's like 83 degrees Fahrenheit.
And you're just going to be sweating.
I don't care. Finally, I get to wear my sweaters.
On a bike ride at 82 degree weather, just like, it's so hot, but I need this sweater.
Right. You'll be on the back porch sipping your coffee.
Sweating still.
Thank you so much for starting your Sunday with us. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Happy Sunday.